Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan the Skeptical One.
I'm Erin the Believer.
And I can hear Kilo and 8-Ball making a drug run in your pantry.
It's Kilo. She's the one who likes to run. Yeah, new hamster update.
I kind of feel like that's strange, though. I feel like 8-Ball would be the one with all the energy.
That's neither of their real names.
Oh, okay.
Our hamster update. Stephanie confirms it is a hamster.
Okay.
A Siberian hamster, I think she said.
Maybe James is hell-bent on it being a fancy hamster.
Oh, fancy? Why?
Apparently there's a type of hamster called a fancy hamster.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. They are fancy.
Well,
they're fancy to me.
Yeah. Well, he apparently had a fancy hamster when he was in college as a pet.
What?
When he started telling me the story, I totally pictured him as like an 11-year-old boy. And then halfway through the story, I was like, wait, you drove, how old were you? And he was like, oh, I was totally a freshman in college. What? He said that he was at Target back when Target used to have a pet section, which I never even knew that existed.
Yeah, I kind of remember that.
And he saw this one hamster, a fancy hamster.
Of course.
That's what they're called, who was like hanging on to the very top of the cage.
Oh my gosh.
And then like joked around about it when they saw it first. I thought it was funny. He's like, and then we were like shopping for like an hour and a half. We came back and he's like, that motherfucker was still hanging up there. He said, today's your day. And bought the hamster.
Did he name it Reba?
Oh no.
Here's your one chance, fans, and don't let me down.
He totally should have, but I can't remember what it was something funny like Sergeant McSomething. I can't remember, but something a freshman boy would name a hamster.
All right.
But they ended up, it chewed through like every cage they tried to get it.
Oh my God.
So they finally got him a ball and they would just let him run around the dorm because they figured he had a whole lot of energy.
Oh my
So he's like, he would just walk and see like the hamster. I'm like, I hope y'all stopped and fed it from time to time.
Right. He's like a rabid hamster.
I
It's
know.
scary.
I know, right? But what better than a rabid hamster to live in a college boy dorm?
Sure. Yeah. True. True.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack your story. So tell me about.
It's not that exciting. It's just that they were in Sophie's room and she was like, these are loud and keep me up at night. So I was like, okay, fine, diva. And then I put them in the girls' room and I'm so close to their room that those hamsters are loud and kept me up at night.
Okay, diva.
I know. So I was like, I'm going to put these in the pantry. So now we have pantry hamsters.
Oh, that's so funny. But isn't it an 8-Ball's job to keep you up all night?
I don't know. I have no idea. Is it?
I think 8-Balls are cocaine. I have no idea. I would just imagine.
No idea. Yeah. Well, they're loud. You might be able to hear them in this recording. Hopefully not, but it sounds like a cricket, like a really high pitched squeaking noise, but it's the wheel going around.
It's so funny to me though that you had this beautiful
It's a beautiful pantry.
Like you had a lot of money spent to make this gorgeous. I mean, like we're talking out of a magazine, home living, prettiest room in your house.
Thank you. I love my pantry and now it's ruined. So really what I'm saying is, would you like some rat hamsters?
No, plenty of kilos and 8-Balls running around my house.
Come on. You could put them in the basement. It wouldn't keep anybody awake. It'd be on the other side.
No.
Come on. You don't have a dog who wants to eat them?
Never emailed this woman and said I needed any sort of pet ever. You dug your hole, you have to sleep in it. What is that term?
Made your bed.
What is dug your hole?
Oh no.
You're getting deeper. I don't know. There's some sort of phrase like that. But the answer to that is no. I love you, but no.
All right. Well, if anybody's in the market, maybe they're full of drugs.
Stephanie.
Maybe they're full of drugs. You could make a lot of money.
Right. Sell them on the black market. Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh gosh. Yeah. So yeah, we're just living life in our beautiful. I mean, I read they only live a couple years. We're not going to replace them. So
do you feel like these hamsters are looking around like, holy shit, we made it, like moving on up?
Whatever. They had free drugs at the other place.
Oh, that's true. True.
Downgrade.
Total downgrade. Like the scenery is beautiful, but we're having
sucks.
Withdrawals.
Yeah. Like I was high all the time. I haven't been high in days. That's what they're saying right now.
Oh, now I feel sorry for him. You should just hotbox in your pantry. Help them
that's
out.
why I put the door in. That's right. Yeah, it's ridiculous. They're there.
Yeah, they are. I can hear them.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a little afraid of them. I mean, they're sweet. I cleaned out their cage, so I had to hold them, and they're definitely a little bitey, but they were sweet enough for you to take or anybody listening.
No. Nice try on the cell there. It didn't quite.
It doesn't help that Sophie or Nora and I are watching Stranger Things season 3. Remember all the rats?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like really not into rodents right now.
Oh, yeah. That's a bad time to get a hamster.
I
A bad time
know.
to watch Stranger Things.
I know. One at a time is bad. And yeah,
I think a lesson has been learned here. Before you quickly respond and feel like it's fate.
I know it really felt like I was being drawn to them, but I don't think so.
Maybe there's still something going to happen. Maybe they'll save one of your children someday or something. We'll see.
Yeah,
my high hopes.
My friend Matt wrote back. He was like, all rodents will eat themselves. I'm like, oh, great.
Gosh.
So I don't know. I'm just waiting for a bloodbath.
Oh, that's Aaron Taylor, that's horrible.
No, I'm kidding. We'll get another cage, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen. But also, like, how long did she have them together?
I don't know. They seem to really like each other.
Until they don't. Just one fateful night.
All right. Fine. I will go and I'll get
find
something.
2 separate homes for these hamsters.
Yeah. Or find somebody who already has a cage. Just give me one of those little tubey things and I can connect it to another cage. But like shut it when I need to.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. This whole thing, it's become a real issue.
It has.
I don't love the situation.
Again, you dug your hole, you have to sleep in it.
I dug my hole and now I'll sleep in the dirt.
Yes, that's right. So James and I have been watching a new show.
Ooh,
actually,
me too.
Like binge watched it like over fall break and are done with it already. I think it was 1 season, like a one and done.
Okay. What was it?
Chestnut Man.
Oh, no. I was really hoping it was going to be the same thing I'm watching. What is that?
It's on Netflix and
it sounds delicious.
Well, it's not. It is trigger warning, full of like abuse and like whatnot, but like a great murder mystery with kind of like you feel like maybe it has like the potential to have a sci-fi or like a ghostly something, because at every murder there is a little chestnut man. It's like little man. It looks like a stick figure made out of chestnuts.
Oh.
And so it's kind of creepy, like witchy. You're not sure why they're there.
Yeah.
Really good. And then like it's one of those, you're like, okay, we've met the murderer.
Oh, yeah.
So who is it? I love those. I love those because I love the guessing game. I'm usually really good at it. I was totally wrong in this one.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to watch it. So what's it on?
It is on Netflix and it's in Italian, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Copenhagen. Where's that at? Not Italy.
Copenhagen, yes. Like our buddy Kim.
Yes, like Kim. Kim would be so embarrassed. He probably watched it like right when it came out. And he's like, Megan, that's not Italy. Sorry, Kim. No.
Kim just became a Patreon.
Yay, Kim. Welcome. And hopefully, oh my gosh, if he does movie nights.
No, he's at the $3 tier.
Oh, damn. Kim, you got me really excited. I was like, we will not talk. We're going to turn our mics off. And it's just now our new Patreon is you just get to listen to Kim talk.
That'd be great. Maybe that's our $3 tier.
Okay.
And we would just tune in and Kim talks.
I'd pay $10 for that tier. I'm just saying.
Kim's like, if we wait a second, why am I paying for this?
Yeah, right. This took a weird turn. But if we could get Kim and our Patreon from Scotland.
Oh.
We don't have one.
She's not a Patreon. Wow, way to put weird pressure.
We could talk her into becoming a Patreon and just have the two of them talk.
We can get Connie in there with her little German accent.
Oh my gosh, this would be amazing. Okay. Anyway, sorry, we'll move on.
Yes. Well, okay. I'm going to watch that.
Yeah, for sure.
Now that all of my competition shows like Big Brother and The Circle are done.
Oh my gosh, The Circle. Aaron.
It's so good. Megan, it's so good. You can't say it until you watch it.
I'm shaking my head in judgment and I will for
I don't
always.
care. Well, you're wrong. And you always will be. Okay. It's a great show.
Okay, sure.
But anyways, they're over, which I'm sad because they're over, but happy because now I can watch all my good TV.
Yeah, right?
So I started watching Midnight Mass.
Ooh, I want to see that. Actually, James said we should watch the show your sister's watching, and we never got to.
How does he know I'm watching? I just started last night. Creepy.
It was really creepy. He came home saying your sister told me about some show you just watching.
Oh, I think I did tell him I was gonna watch it.
Way to call my husband a creep.
Well, I started it last night, and I hadn't seen him since I started it. Where were just me and James? Oh, that birthday
I don't know.
party.
This is taking a turn.
At that birthday party, I told him there's a new show I want to watch.
What birthday party would this have been?
The birthday party, the neiver's party. Oh my gosh.
Teasing. For real, there's nothing to speculate here. I had to take the baby home. She was getting
nothing to speculate anyway.
I mean, if you're a new listener, you're like, maybe they were at a birthday party secretively.
I feel like I've never met somebody who's more automatically my brother than James is.
That's true. That's true. You all just like fit right into that sister brother zone for
100%.
sure.
Yeah. Immediately too, even, which is weird. But No, it's good so far. I'm only 2 episodes in. Trigger warning for that. There's like animal deaths.
Ooh.
I know.
Ooh, yeah, this is a lot of child abuse.
And that Chestnut Man?
Yeah. So if you're not into anything really dark and I mean, not that I am.
Yeah, nobody's into that.
I'm not
but
into it, but if it is a trigger for you, then you might need to steer clear from that.
Right.
But if you like animal killings,
we've got another option.
What is it called?
Midnight Mass. It's pretty good so far. It is a little slow to start. Okay. And you know how I am with slow things. I need a lot of hooks. I need really drawn in.
Yeah.
But I had heard a lot of good things, and I think it's from the same people as Hill House.
Ooh, nice.
And it's got a lot of the same actors in it.
Oh, I love that.
If I gave a prediction, is that A, a spoiler, and B, how do I prove that I haven't watched the whole season? I haven't. I've only watched 2 episodes.
I believe you. If you don't want to hear this because you feel like it's going to be a spoiler alert.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Fast forward about 15 seconds?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, just press that one 30-second skip.
Go ahead. I want to hear your prediction.
Okay, here's my prediction. There are a lot of actors who are old in this who look like they're being played by young people. So I think something's going to happen.
Like a time loop?
Yeah, where it's like they're aging in reverse or like this. Ooh. I think that the main priest guy, that's not his name, but the guy, or that's not his title.
You mean his name's not the main priest guy?
He's got some other like Maud Fryer or something. I don't know. I think he is actually the old man who keeps saying like, oh, he's real sick. He's on the island, but he's a young man. I think it's actually him. He did some weird thing to make him young.
None of this makes any sense to me.
I know.
I've not even seen the trailer, but it sounds interesting.
I'm telling you, I think that's what it's going to be because I'm like, that old lady is really weird looking. Like not as in like you're a weird looking old lady, as in why'd you cast somebody so young to play this old lady?
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know for sure.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely check it out, and
2 episodes in.
We'll have to get back and let you know if the prediction's right.
Yeah.
And hopefully you hit that button twice because I think that was about 60 seconds.
No way. I don't think so. I think we're fine.
Well, yeah, lots of good TV that was fun to binge over fall break, but fall break is over.
I know. Yeah, Sunday was really a gorgeous, wonderful day. Yeah. It was like rainy and cool. Mm-hmm. I finished my puzzle that I've been working on for forever.
Yeah.
Decorated for Halloween and watched Stranger Things all day with Nora. It was so cozy.
That is awesome.
I just ignored all my other kids.
Sometimes you just got to pick your favorite and go with it.
She's not my favorite. I'm not putting that out there. No, Penelope was playing video games and Sophie was in her room and I was like, yes, let's buckle in. Watch some scary shows.
Very nice. That's awesome. Well, yeah, I just sent everybody away and I got the TV with the toddler and she's so young. She doesn't really know what she's watching now.
Sure.
And like during scenes like there was like, oh, you definitely shouldn't see that. I was like playing patty cake with her while looking over her shoulder.
It's not like she's a sponge.
On mute.
Fine.
On mute.
Oh.
It was muted. She had no idea the TV was not even behind her.
Oh, yeah. Well, then I think you're golden.
It was fine.
Were you reading while you were playing patty cake?
Reading?
Like reading
the
subtitles.
Definitely. I can totally do that.
That's impressive.
Well, thank you. I'm not even looking at her when I'm playing patty cake. That's horrible. So engaged. Listen, there are plenty of times off TV, when the TV is off.
Sure.
I almost said off camera. She and I are not on camera. There are plenty of times when the TV is off and I engage with her. But
yeah, she's not even 2. She has to engage in your hands, not your eyes.
Yeah, right. She's literally like fascinated with every crease in my hand. So I'm like, yeah, look at that. We're good.
Yeah, it's like a dangerous sport when you're that little. She's got to watch her hands, make sure she doesn't get hit.
She better be on her game. She's fine. She needs to focus. I, on the other hand, can watch the murder scene that's happening behind her. It's no big deal.
Support it.
Thank you. I love it. Okay.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready because we got a lot tonight, so I think it's good. Okay, here we go. This is from Becky, and her subject line is Quirky Little Visitors. Hello, ladies. Just started listening to your podcast. I messaged Erin a few stories, and I have a few more to share.
Nice.
And she is like, she's like got bullet points.
Ooh, okay.
She's precise. She's got her shit tight. Okay,
yeah, I haven't read her story that she sent me yet, but I got a picture in it.
Oh, nice. See, our home has quirky little visitors. We bought this 1920 two-family house in 1999. We've named our little friend Gage, and anytime something happens, we say, it's Gage, just like you do.
Yeah,
Anthony, right? Sometimes if we're all heading out, I call out, okay, Gage, you're in charge. Just make sure you clean up after yourself. I've asked my neighbor, 50 years in the neighborhood, if anyone has ever died in the house before we moved in. Nope. That would happen later with my dad dying here in 2009. Here's a layout of the land. First floor is a rental unit, and we have the upper unit, which are the second and third floors. Just the other day, I was scolding our visitor. Told them to earn their room and board, they better start doing some chores.
Their visitor, Gage?
She said our visitor. I'm guessing Gage.
Okay.
That's who she's talking to.
So
yeah.
not a real human visitor.
Right. That'd be pretty funny. She's pretty strict.
She's like, excuse me, person.
You're renting. I need to see you doing chores. Keep your window shades open so I can make sure you're scrubbing that toilet bowl.
Also, I like to just see what you're doing.
Right. Yeah, because that's always interesting, isn't it? Not that I do that.
Okay. Not in a creepy peeper way.
No,
but
just strolling by, your window's open. I'm like, hey, what are they watching on TV?
What's their life like?
What would it be like to be in there? What are they eating for dinner?
Right.
That'd be fascinating to know.
Yeah.
Okay. My daughter liked to hide from her dad when he would get home from work. She would hide under the dining room table. So one evening, he comes in and heads towards the dining room. But he saw a child's hand along the stair wall heading upstairs. So he went to the bottom of the stairs and called up to her. She replied back to him, but she was under the table, not upstairs.
Ooh. Who was it?
It was a neighbor kid. Ooh. You know how many neighbor kids we have in our house all the time? They're yours. The neighbor kids are your kids. And let me tell you, it's all the time. Okay. That was her first bullet point. Now we're moving on to the second one.
Okay.
So I have a 16 by 20 frame hanging on the wall at the top of the stairs. Yes, same stairs as above. One day I was home with my son. He was in the living room. I was at my desk in the dining room. All of a sudden, we heard something fall upstairs. We both looked at each other since we knew it was just us in the house. I decided to brave it and check. That frame was now on the floor. Hook still in the wall, not like the hook was loose or the hanging tab broke or came off. Still can't figure that one out. Hasn't fallen again.
So it's like something lifted it up and let it crash to the floor.
Like an intruder that walked by and
it's at the top of the stair, like it's
nudged it. We don't know if it's like there's a banister.
Okay.
We don't know. She didn't go into that much. She needs another bullet point. Our guest room is towards the front of the house. At one point, my uncle lived in the rental unit below. One day, he told me that one night he was hearing stomping coming from the corner of the upstairs bedroom, which was directly above where he slept downstairs. He knew I left my door unlocked and decided to check it out. But once he opened my door, he said it was so pitch black and he got the willies, goosebumps and all. He quickly closed the door and changed his mind.
Ooh, so like a grown man.
Yeah, grown man. My husband works retail. Christmas holidays, he works very late. Our bedrooms are on the upper floor. At that time, he had a pet snake. That's fun. He had a pet snake.
Yeah, maybe I get a pet snake and then I solve this hamster problem. I'm just kidding.
Damn, this hamster story just took a turn.
I'm kidding. I love Kilo and 8-Ball.
Love them. They've given us good material.
They really have.
Okay. At that time, he had a pet snake that he kept in a big tank at the top of the stairs. On one of those nights that he would be coming home late, I was already in bed but awake. I heard him come upstairs and rap on the tank glass like he would do when he would wake up the snake, except he never came in the room at all. In fact, he didn't come home for at least another hour.
Ooh. So somebody was tapping on the tank.
Right. I feel like all of these are intruders. I don't want to say squatter because everybody makes sense from just going to squatter all the way. But I'm like, it is a rental place. It sounds like there's more than one unit. People have keys. How often are those keys changed? Those locks changed? Look into that.
All right.
Somebody's interested in a new snake. Oh my gosh, new people have a snake here. I'd be curious.
Okay. Yeah. Well, she owns this house, but she rents it out.
Right, but
certain parts.
That's right. And her husband, it would make sense that she and her husband lived in the same place and they had a pet snake.
It would. I mean, we don't know their life.
We don't know their story. We really don't. But I guess that one, they were in the same place. Okay. It's been a while since we've had any of these little encounters. Now, my cousin is my tenant in the rental unit. She lives alone with her cats. I didn't disclose to her the weird stuff with the house because I didn't want to scare her. Love it. I love it. It's kind of like that person with the rats that got you. They're like, right. I don't disclose the rats.
Yeah. I don't want to tell you the rats that they're noisy too and that they're full of drugs.
Right. Or they're going through withdrawal. Right. So they're going to be up all night long with the shakes. Okay.
I think most hamsters are up all night.
Oh, most hamsters have withdrawal. No, just your drug ones. Okay. A couple months ago, we were in my living room just chilling, and I'm not sure how we started talking about ghosts and such, but she mentioned that sometimes somebody, male, whispers in her ear when she's trying to fall asleep.
No.
Or yes. What does he say?
No, not without consent. How many times do I have to say this?
How do we know she's not into it?
No, I'm not into it if I did not invite you into my house or say, hey, I kind of like it when people sneak into my room.
She left a whole sentence out that says spooky or like an adjective, something that describes what kind of whispering this was and whether she liked it or not.
No.
Okay.
Nope. No.
Okay. My dad, I don't think he's a ghost or lost spirit in my house, even though he did die here. But there's a smell that I associate with him from the funeral viewing, formaldehyde and lilies. Once in a while, out of the blue, I'll get a whiff of that at home. There are no floral arrangements here, so I don't have any other explanation for it other than he's just passing through.
No.
I know.
I'm sorry for your loss,
Me
Becky.
too. Water running. A friend and her kids stayed the night.
Wait, is this water running?
Yep.
Is it like the title of this?
No, but just water running, ... I mean, she's just on the next bullet. Like,
okay,
here are the things I told you. She's got her shit tight. This is what's happening. Next bullet. We got water running.
Okay.
Water running. A friend and her kids stayed the night. I was upstairs in my room brushing my daughter's hair. Friend and kids were downstairs. My daughter and I heard the upstairs bathroom sink faucet running water. Nobody had come up. Checked the sink and it was dry. I think this bullet point, she was just getting so tired of writing all these stories. She's like, look, friend, daughter, sink, dry.
Okay, not to be a debunker here, but could that just be water in the pipes?
Slide into the debunk.
Could that just be water in the pipes?
Yeah, totally could be.
Because sometimes, like just now, our refrigerator was making ice and I could hear water running. Right. Like water does run through pipes.
Well, it does. It's literally what pipes are built for.
I mean, it's a little weird that it would happen for no reason, but not unheard of.
It could have been like a clog.
Yeah.
So the water like pooled up and then all of a sudden that clog just like, gravity happened and then boom, there you go. Yep. Good job, Aaron. I'm rubbing off on you.
No, listen, the fact that sometimes I can admit, and I don't know if I believe this one.
Oh, makes you more of a
just
believer?
Makes me more authentic when
sure. Keep
the other ones, that tank one, I'm with her on everything else.
Okay. Keep telling yourself
this
that.
one, I'm just, and it could also still be paranormal. I'm just saying.
This one has nothing to do with the house. This happened to me when I must have been about 6 or 7 years old, which I remember vividly. My mom, brother, and I were visiting a friend of hers, and all the kids were in a room playing games and telling stories. Somehow, some way, we decided to tell stories about the devil. I love how that's just like, I don't know how it happened.
Right. Suddenly, we're real
all
freaked
of a sudden,
out.
We're all talking about the devil. It's like, well, how do we get here on this conversation? That night, we spent the night there. The next night, my brother and I went to sleep as usual. We shared a room. At some point, I woke up in the middle of the night and next to my bed, and she said, as I typed this, I feel my heart starting to accelerate.
Ooh.
Was a tall shadow figure that looked like it was wearing one of those capes with the pulled up collars.
Ooh.
Scared the shit out of me. I pulled the covers over my head and just hoped it wouldn't pull the covers off. I did ask my mom if it was her, and she said no. Mom, were you wearing a cape? She's like, no, or I was. We weren't supposed to see that. I was doing some fun things. Till this day, I do not joke about the devil. I try not to recount. Oh, I totally just did. I just made a joke about her mom wearing the devil cape. Sorry. Till this day, I do not joke about the devil. I try not to recount the story as it still scares me more than my quirky visitors at home.
Ooh, that is really spooky.
Yeah. All right. So, like I said, she did a nice job. She bullet pointed it. She got it all in, or so she thought. Because then she goes back and I love the way she writes this. Hello, ladies and pooch. Oh, Ellie got a shout out. One more for the road. This one just happened a couple of months ago. Earlier that day, my daughter told me about something she had read or listened to regarding dogs barking into the air and how it's not ghosts or spirits that they're seeing or sensing. According to this piece, it said that the dogs are more than likely hearing water rushing through the pipes behind walls.
Oh,
yeah,
weird.
Right. I know.
We just talked about that.
Right? So my husband comes home and she's retelling this to him. Then all of a sudden the TV turns on. We look at each other like, what the fuck? I'm sitting at the kitchen counter. TV is about 6 feet away from my right. They are both standing by me on my left. None of us are near the remote. The remotes are on the coffee table. Because we love our quirky housemates, we figured they just don't agree with that. and needed to prove their point. Love the podcast. Having recently discovered you lovely gals. Drink. I'm playing catch up. A fan, Becky.
Oh, that's so nice, Becky.
Yes, thank you, Becky.
So you're going to blame everything on intruders?
Yeah, I think when she says quirky visitor, I'm thinking that those are somehow real human beings doing those things. I don't know if they're like intruders or children getting mistaken for, different sounds or different feelings.
Okay, what about the guy whispering in her cousin's ear? Because that maybe an intruder can do that one time. I don't think you can get away with it more than once.
I don't know. There's some crafty intruders out
right
there.
In your ear.
I mean, that could also just be they're in a rental unit. It could be like the room next door.
It said right in her ear, right as she's going to sleep.
Yeah, well, she might feel like it is, but it might not necessarily be, especially if you're in that dream state and it's right before you go to sleep and you hear something. Yeah, no. Either way, I don't like it. Does she sleep next to a window? Is there some sort of like peeping Tom?
Ugh.
I don't know.
That's awful. Yeah, I don't know.
The dad and the banister one I thought was really interesting. I still feel like, you call it residual ghosts. I call it like a residual memory.
Yeah.
So, but not of a ghost.
Right.
Like to me, it's kind of like he expected to see her and his mind like jumped ahead to what he thought he would just like automatically see her running up that banister. So his brain like just kind of filled in that gap of like seeing a kid's hand right where he thought with, he thought with conviction that that's where she was. And then she called from under the table and it was like, oh my gosh, wait.
Yeah, that's a very convenient slip of the brain.
Mm-hmm. More convenient than a ghost.
Maybe if it was one of those stories, but all those combined, it just seems like too much.
Or it's a true believer that little events like this happen to, and so that's where their mind goes to is paranormal.
Oh, all right. Okay. I don't buy it, but okay. Okay, so I'm going to read a story from Tori.
Hello, Tori.
We got to meet Tori this past weekend at our live show. She came with Michaela. So
I cannot believe they drove all the way from Nashville.
I know, and the poor things. They got stuck in traffic like 6 hours for like a 2-hour trip.
Oh my gosh, that's awful. But they persisted, and
I know, I'm so glad.
I am too. It was like meeting just a friend that we hadn't met yet, which was so weird. I felt like we already knew her.
Michaela is like my best podcast friend. Yeah. She helps me so much with editing. Yeah. If she hadn't already been a podcast or a fan favorite, she would be because she's amazing.
Definitely. Well, that was so fun. It was so fun to have our live show, and everybody that came out was so great.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Tori says, my cousin and I will actually be attending your live podcast this weekend in Louisville. You probably know Michaela from Murder Squared, which is a great podcast. If y'all haven't started listening to that, you should.
Definitely.
She convinced me to go and told me I needed to send in my story about what's been going on in my house recently. Ooh. So here goes. The first time I noticed anything was about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, it's so recent.
I know. Yeah, it's ongoing.
Wow.
I woke up from a dead sleep and just had this overwhelming feeling like someone was watching me. Yeah. While it did terrify me, I chalked it up to my brain making things up because I watched too many scary movies. Yep. I tried to shake it off and ended up falling back asleep. So that's just the start of things.
Okay.
Nothing huge there. And she's like, it's probably nothing.
Just a vibe.
It was weird.
Okay.
A few nights later, again in the middle of the night while we were sound asleep, we heard a loud bang come from the hallway. So loud, it woke both me and my boyfriend up. Our first thought was that someone was breaking in, honestly.
Oh, that is terrifying.
So scary. But we checked the house and the doors were still locked and the windows were fine. However, I noticed a box that I had set by my business room door had slid about 5 feet down the hall and was sitting in front of the big air vent. So I took the box and I hit the air vent with it. So actually I threw it at the air vent again.
Why?
And sure enough, that was the same sound we had heard.
Oh, she's so smart.
I know.
I don't think I would have thought to do that.
I know. I thought that was smart too. The box slamming into the vent. At this point, I'm super spooked because I can't rationalize it.
Me either. That's a good one.
This last one's the best one.
Okay. Fast
forward to this last week when the most recent thing happened. So this is just last week.
Wow.
And here's some backstory. I run a thrifting reselling business. I thrift vintage and unique clothing and sell it at affordable prices. So she needs to tell us what it's called.
Yeah, definitely.
So I have an entire room dedicated to my business that's full of clothes, shoes, purses, etc. So I'm in that room by myself taking photos of some clothes when a hanger comes off the rack and flies toward me.
Whoa.
Not like it had just fallen off, but like it was thrown in my direction. Now I'm really spooked. Did I bring something into my house that was attracted to something I thrifted? Because it's all so recent. I'm not sure, but this is current and ongoing, so I'll keep you guys updated if more stuff happens.
Yes, definitely do.
I know. Isn't that creepy?
That is.
Okay, so debunk this.
Okay. Well, let me go to the easiest one first.
Okay.
The hanger.
That is the hardest one.
I don't think it is. I think that the hanger, hangers, I'm trying to think of like a scientific way of saying this. I'm like, they're genetic makeup.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so literally the material they're made out of, it's that plastic that can bend that eventually like kind of breaks.
No.
I say this because of how much laundry I do, and kids, all my kids want to play with a hanger. I've seen Miles literally launch a hanger just from like he's like trying to not break it, but like bend it.
Right.
And then it lets loose and it goes flying.
Exactly. But that is a force, an outside force on the hanger.
Except for that, what if that outside force was like, she's got all these clothes and she's pulling them or she's bringing them, or there's somehow those hangers got connected somehow. And the outside force is another hanger that it kind of got caught up in. And then boom, it just kind of like gravity releases it.
Okay.
And it flies
I don't
across.
think you're giving her enough credit, because if I were in the room doing something anywhere near those hangers, I feel like I would rationalize it and be like, oh, I guess I set that off somehow, even if I couldn't quite figure it out.
I don't think she set it off. I think that it was like I don't think she set it off in a way that she noticed she set it off.
Mm-hmm.
It was something to do with the way that the hangers were stacked or pushed together, or, she pulled all the clothes to one side or something like that. And then one of those hangers got lodged, and then gravity sent it flying through the air when it finally just sprung back to life.
All right. Go harder then.
Go
to the next one.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
The vent, the box.
Okay. So I guess my questions would be, the box wasn't like perched on anything to where it could have fallen, or were there any animals in the house that could have run past it?
I don't know, but it sounds like it got like thrown. She said 5 feet away.
Yeah. I'm picturing like a cat getting like a toy or something hooked onto it or something. I don't know. That one's a tough one.
That one's a UFO?
That one's a UFO.
It's been a while since we've gotten a UFO from you.
But that one's a UFO, because I just, short of it being an actual person that did it, but all of her doors were locked.
Mm-hmm.
Her windows were locked. They were all checked. Any kids in the house?
I know she's got a baby, but it sounds like just a baby.
Well, they can do some destructive shit.
No, like a year-old baby. She talked about her at the show.
Don't discredit a year-old baby.
In a crib. No.
Yeah, I'm going to say UFO. She got me on that one.
Okay.
I feel like it could still be explained in something other than paranormal realm, but I don't know how. Like, I can't explain the physics or science around that, which is not to say much because, let's face it, neither of those were my major in college. So, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't have an explanation for that one. If you do, I always want somebody else to jump in here. If you do, if you're listening, like, oh, I totally think it was da-da-da-da, please write it on the Facebook page or DM me or do something. I want to know.
Yeah. Okay, well, while I was reading that story, it made me think of the one time Kevin was home when I thought we were getting broken into. And I got to tell it. And I was just talking to Megan. I was like, I don't know if I've told this on the podcast. So if I have, I'm sorry.
You don't need to apologize. It's our podcast and it's okay. We're related to Diana Clem. It's going to happen.
Okay. Well, if I haven't told it, then good luck, because it's funny. So, Kevin has worked nights.
I do. I know him kind of. For what, about 16, 17 years now?
Oh, a little bit longer than that, I think. 17.
Wow, that's
17.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
That's as long as my career is. You've been married for a long time.
Well, I haven't been married for that long.
Okay.
You've known him that long.
Okay. Gotcha.
We've been married for 14.
Wow. That's still a long time.
Yeah. So anyways, he works nights, so he's never usually home there in the middle of the night. So any kind of scary noise, I just have to deal with it on my own. But this one night he was home, and this was back in Owensboro when we lived there. And we had, it was a wonderful little walk-in closet. It was little, but it was so nice to have that one day, maybe again.
One day.
But we're laying in bed. We hear a big crash outside our door. And we both, are alert. We're wide awake. And Kevin jumps out of bed. I'm like, okay, he's going to take care of it. I'm so glad he's home. And he goes to the door and I can see him. Like, it's very dark in the room, but I can see his dark silhouette. And he's standing at the door for a while. And then I see him. I see him back into the closet. And I'm like, okay, well, that's weird. And then I don't see him again for like a solid minute. And I'm like, Kevin, what are you doing? And he's like, what? I was like, what are you doing? Are you hiding? Are you hiding? In this, I was so pissed.
Like he went in there and hid without you.
Right.
He's like, well, she's on her own.
Oh, this is legit. I'm going to hide in this closet.
And I found the perfect hiding spot.
I was suddenly so angry with him. I didn't care about the burger anymore. I was like, I am going to kill you. And turns out he was trying to look under our door to see if he could see anybody walking around, which is smart.
That is pretty smart.
I mean, not so smart that we had children in the, I'm like, get out there.
Right. At some point, whether there's feeding or not, you're going to have to protect the kids.
Right. But my gosh, at least he had some sort of a plan and not just hiding and leaving me to fend.
Unless he really saw feet walking around and then he's just like crawls backwards like you see the closet door shut. He's like, nope, she's on her own. So what was it?
It was the suction cups in the bathroom, like the little thing holding up all the kids' toys had unsuctioned and fallen down. Made a big crash.
Scary. That box was suction cupped to one side of the hallway and then those cups came off and there you go. That is so funny. I love that story.
Oh my gosh. Very funny. Okay, well, we read those first two stories. They were amazing, but we went through them kind of quick. So I've got one more that's not super long, and it was a direct message to me. So,
all right, let's hear who slid into your DM.
This is from, would you say Brianna? Breana? Brianna?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is from Brianna.
Let's call her Brie or B.
Oh, sure. Okay. I hope they're okay with that. I have no idea.
I hope so too.
Quick scene setting.
I love it.
When you enter our front door, the stairs were on the left and led to the second story landing. The kitchen is to the right and has an archway that can see the second story landing.
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah. I returned home from school and saw someone standing on the landing. For whatever reason, be it post-school drowsiness or just the inability to register what I was seeing, my brain registered this person as my older brother. I moved toward the kitchen and started to make myself some food as I talked to my brother about my day. Every few sentences turning to see him standing on the landing. So he's like still there. Suddenly I heard the front door unlock. It was way too early for either parent to come home. So I looked down the hall to see who was coming in. It was my brother coming home from work. My heart sank and he could tell something was off because he immediately asked what was wrong. I told him, I think someone's upstairs. He ran upstairs and checked each room and found nothing off and no one in the house. I don't know what it was that I saw, but just thinking about it gives me goosebumps.
Ooh, that reminds me of the one we did at the live show.
Yeah, right?
Oh, man, that is creepy.
I know.
I mean, okay, logic tells me my rational brain wants to say that it's either A, an actual real person in your house, which is very scary, and the brother did not check a certain attic place that he didn't know or something like that.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Or kind of like I was talking about before, she's so in the habit of her brother being there, being home. She's used to talking to him that it's like her brain kind of developed this image of what she imagines him doing and being like.
Yeah. I could see that working when you first look up and you're like, oh, so
yeah,
he's
but
there.
Then still seeing him.
Yeah, but she like kept looking up and talking to him.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's like that German word, doppelgänger.
Doppelgänger.
Yeah. Ooh, that is like the creepiest thing to me.
It is. What is it again? You tell me every time.
It's like a double of somebody.
But not necessarily just a twin. Like I always thought.
Right, not like, oh, you look just like this person. It's like a double, and it's like an evil version.
Ew, and what's their intent?
Right.
And are they a ghost or a demon or a what? Just a doppelganger.
Yeah.
Just like its own thing.
Right.
But they have evil intent. So what was this? If we go doppelganger, what was the intent? Just to scare the shit out of her?
Maybe, or like maybe they, feed off that energy, that scared energy.
Ooh, what's that movie we watched? James and I watched some movie.
Monsters, Inc. Get it?
You're such a dork, and your eyes got so big that I thought you really remembered what it was. I'm like,
they feed off the fear.
You're such a dork. That's not.
I didn't really think that's what you're talking about.
Oh no, it's called like Outlander. Shit. It was on HBO. The Outsider. Did you ever watch that on HBO?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's like a doppelganger, I guess. Well, at first they think it's just like your typical murder investigation, but then the more they look into it, the more it's like something to do with certain times. It gets weirder and weirder, and they can't really explain how it's happening, and then it keeps happening, and it ends up being kind of like a doppelganger of some sort. It's called The Outsider. If you have HBO,
I do.
You should watch it. It is creepy AF.
Scarier than Monsters, Inc.
Yes, on a scale of 1 to 10, I definitely would say it's a lot scarier than Monsters, Inc.
It is not on the scale of 1 to 10, by the
way. In my mind, it is.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's something completely different.
But you know what I mean. It's definitely scarier than Monsters, Inc.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suggest watching it, not with your children, of course, but
of course, why would we ever suggest something?
Yeah, right.
Other than Monsters, Inc. That's a great romp.
If you're looking for something where you have a doppelganger that feeds off of fear, but in a kid-friendly way, Monsters, Inc.
Yeah.
If you're adult themed, adult only, Outsiders.
Okay.
The Outsiders on HBO for sure.
Okay.
Creepy.
All right, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready? I love how on the way over here, you're like, do you have a fan favorite? I could like hear you saying it in that tone. Like, I bet she doesn't. And I'm like, yes, right, bitches, I do. And I told you, I didn't think she was be on your radar. Let's see if she was. It's the wonderful Maddie.
No, I don't know.
Okay. How about if I say this? And I'm going to say her last name here, but I think she's okay with it. The lovely Maddie. Yeah, it's coming together. I'm watching it.
Irish Rover.
Yes.
Daughter.
Yes, it is Michael and Siobhan Reedy's daughter, who, since she listened to our podcast, really, she's the one that told her mom to start. She even explains that in here. She's like, let me take some credit here. But she put us out there on Instagram a long time ago. I mean, she shared everything, just kept sharing our posts. And I remember that happening and our numbers jumped. And I was like, I bet, Reedy, she's young, she's hot, she's got it going on. I'm like, I bet she's got a lot of followers and a lot of friends. And all of a sudden they're all like, let's listen.
That's awesome.
So I just said, hi, Maddie. I chose you as one of our fan favorites. We want to thank you, blah, 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 blah. You know, all that stuff. And then she says, hi, Megan. You guys are so sweet for picking me. I'm in love with the pod. I've basically forced everyone in my world to listen. Rover episode still gives me chills. I will say that I have to take credit for your Irish Rover fish and chips. I told my mom all about Megan's justifiable obsession with the dish in earlier episodes. Enjoy, it really is the best. I'd say that with all the hurricanes down south, one cause that's near to a good friend of mine is the Bayou Recovery Fund. And she gives a website, which definitely.
For sure.
All the money stays in her parish, and it's sad to see the world quickly moving on and forgetting about the devastation weeks later. Anyways, thank you for picking me and keep up what you're doing. I love getting my weekly dose of home all the way from out here in East Tennessee. Cheers.
Aw.
And then she gives the link, and I definitely think that we're going to give a little bit of our Patreon money.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that is definitely a worthy cause and one that we can get behind for sure. So, Maddie, thank you for all of your support. Thank you for getting that fish and chips.
Right. Yeah, thank you.
You know what, Maddie, next time you're in town, slide into her DM and invite us up there.
Yeah.
You could take out the awkwardness because she's your mom. You'd be like, Mom, get them their fish and chips.
Yeah, we went once and we're like, we'll just order something else.
I know. We were like, if she sees us, we'll let her bring it up. We never saw her. We're not going to tell just a random server. Like, sorry, do you know who we are?
We're supposed to be getting free fish and chips.
We're the sisters. I don't know. Yeah, no, that is not happening. So instead, we'll just wait until the day that Maddie comes into town and invites us to dinner.
That sounds great. I can't wait to meet her.
For sure. And what a lovely, 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 not even sarcastic or drinking cause that is.
Yeah, for real. We will definitely do that as soon as we get up here.
Yep. And so there you go. I delivered fan favorite.
Good job
on a silver platter with a side of fish and chips.
I'm so proud of you and hungry.
Thank you. I know, right?
All right. Well, thank you guys for submitting your stories. If you want to submit your own story, send it to myskepticalsister@gmail.com, or you can go to our new website, myskepticalsister.com, and submit your stories there. please start including your pronouns. I'm trying to be really good about that.
Yeah, I know.
That really helps.
It does help a lot.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. And if you are able to rate, review, and subscribe, we appreciate it.
Boom. Drop that mic. TikTok.
There's more.
TikTok.
You can follow us. TikTok.
Isn't that how the kids
TikTok?
Isn't that how the kids say
Yeah.
It? With a hand gesture. TikTok.
Yeah, that's it. You're nailing it. You look so cool.
Okay, thanks.
You can follow us on socials like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And we will talk to you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
La 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 la.
Hello, ladies. Just started listening to your podcast. That's it. Okay. Okay, let me try it again.
Or just...
So this is from Becky. See, our home has quirky little visitors, and that was the title of her
subject line.
Subject line, yes. I don't know why that's always so hard. The title of her subject line. That's the subject line.
That's her subject line. There's no title.
The subtitle of her subject.
Nope.
I just always want to add more to it. Okay. We've named our little friend Gage, and anytime, I just realized I never said what the subject line was. The subject line is quirky little.
Why don't you start over?
My daughter liked to hide from her dad when he would go get. My dadder.
My dadder.
Oh my gosh, it's like I forgot how to read tonight. Okay. They're children that are doing things that are getting mistaken, I think. Or children getting mistaken. Or children getting mistaken. Now, my cousin is my tinted. I'll drink more beer. That'll fix it.
Honk. Sorry, that's so I know when to come back.
So weird.
I'll just see it loud, boom, and then I'll.
That's so weird. And maybe warn me first. I was like, would you like turn into a goose? Okay.
It makes me think of Teresa's house.
Oh yeah, I never went there, but I'm imagining it being beautiful. Okay.
For whatever reason.
That was the loudest, creakiest, like, I'm a ghost that Ellie's ever gotten off the couch. Logic tells me that Ellie's going to do that every time I go to talk. Hi, Reedy. We do not know each other that well. Call her by her last name. That'd be weird. I'm also kind of getting on my own nerves a lot lately. Oh. Do you ever get on your own nerves?
All the time.
Okay.
Constantly.
Okay.
A lot of times I'm like, I don't know why I have friends at all. Like, I'm annoying.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, good. Me too. I thought maybe it was the only one, but that's good to know.